Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is set for one episode. Your host from Columbus, Ohio, is Michael Kirk. Welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast. Hello and welcome to the Outlaw Mudcast, your digital audio dirt sheet for all things Super Show. Top story for this week, the 7th match of the first round of the 2021 Creator Competitor competition has been announced. The 4 competitors in that match are the Top Dog, Mark Nealon, created by Brian Vanderweel, Nick Nimble, created by Nick Baxter, the Boogeyman, created by Michael Prestars, and Rin Rinsame, whose creator's name I do not recall. I apologize for that. All 4 of these regular presences in the SRG Super Show discussion group. They have from now until Wednesday evening, April 6th, to get their promos out. The voting starts, as always, 10 p.m. Eastern, right around the time Talk of the Universe ends. Patrick Mulligan will post the link to where you go vote. You can vote once per hour, every hour, for one of these 4 competitors. Competitor with the highest number of votes at the end of the round, which will last 48 hours, wins. So it's going to run from 10 p.m. Eastern Wednesday night to 10 p.m. Eastern Friday night. That's April 6th through April 8th. I've only seen one post so far from Nick Nimble. I haven't seen anything from the other 3 yet. I expect to. But as of right now, I've just seen one thing from Nick Nimble. I don't really have a sense of how this match is going to go, so I'll be curious to see what happens. But voting opens up next Wednesday, April 6th, around the time Talk of the Universe usually ends, assuming there are no matches after the main broadcast. Speaking of featured matches, let's talk about some of the featured matches from this past week. I'll start with one I couldn't get to Sunday because it happened after we recorded. This was the Sunday night fight match. Dizzy Derailed playing as Dirty Jers versus Brian Waitfort-Schmidt playing as the League of Extraordinary Grapplers. If Dizzy Derailed won this match, she would take over the dojo for a night. This match went down to crowd meter 1, and the winner was Brian Waitfort-Schmidt. Congratulations to him. Will we see Dizzy get another shot to take over the dojo? We don't know. But right now, she did not make it. Brian Waitfort-Schmidt still has full control of the dojo. Next featured match, I believe this took place Tuesday night at the end of the dojo. This was the Tri-State Championship match. The current champion, Lucky Cat Nico, playing as Lucky Cat Nico, takes on the challenger, the Wiser Wizard, playing as Jebediah, the Amish Assassin. This match goes to crowd meter 2, which all LFF Tri-State Championship matches, singles-wise, play using New York rules, meaning they start at crowd meter 1, there are no disqualifications and no countouts. So crowd meter 2 is only going up 1 crowd meter. The winner here hitting the submission finish, and the opponent unable to kick out. The Wiser Wizard. Congratulations to the Wiser Wizard. He becomes the new LFF Tri-State Champion. The LFF Tri-State Championship has returned to the control of the LFF Tri-State region. That brings us to Wednesday night. There were 2 featured matches on Wednesday night. The first featured match, the finals of the number 1 contender tournament for the Underworld Championship. The 2 finalists here were Lucky Cat Nico again, this time playing as Bjorn the Norseman, and Candyman playing as Candyman. This was a Claim the Throne match with only 2 players that went all the way to crowd meter 3. In the end, the winner and the next contender for the LFF Underworld Championship, Candyman. Candyman will face Alec Ventresca at some point in the future. Will she get the shot ahead of a potential John Polverino rematch? John Polverino winning the last Underworld Championship match, but not becoming champion because he won via disqualification? I don't know. It remains to be seen. The other featured match from Wednesday night, a little bit of a controversial match, the Intergalactic Birdcage of Doom. So this was a birdcage match with some modifications to the rules. First, the players going in did not know what their entrance order was. So the first player didn't know he was first player, second player didn't know he was second player, so on and so forth. No players were allowed to use any spectacles in the match. Players were allowed to use 2 entrance cards. And each player got 1 token. They could spend that token to either help somebody break out to essentially make save rolls for a player, or they could use that token to stop a card that was not being played against them. And once that token was spent, that was it. The 6 players in the birdcage, and I'm going to read these off in the order they entered, were the Friend Kane, Shaggy Shark, Rowdy Ron, Split, Patrick Mulligan, and Swaggy D. The first entrant, the current Intergalactic Champion, was playing as Kenny Omega. Shaggy Shark was playing as the Gold Standard. Rowdy Ron was playing as Ellis Taylor. Split was playing as the Pulverizer. Pat Mulligan was playing as the Ringleader. And Swaggy D was playing as the Rogue Anthony Gangone. Here is the order of elimination. The first player eliminated, Shaggy Shark. Not a big surprise. The Gold Standard, one of the best competitors in the game, made Shaggy Shark an early target. Shaggy Shark, the first eliminated. The Friend Kane, the champion, is the second one out. So we will have a new champion at the end of this match. The third man eliminated, Rowdy Ron. So the first 3 in are the first 3 out. The fourth man eliminated, Swaggy D, leaving Patrick Mulligan and Split as the final 2. The only 2 in this birdcage that were in the same faction, the Freak Show. So the Freak Show dominates, ends up as the final 2, and then Split eliminates Pat Mulligan, seemingly becoming the new Intergalactic Champion. However, and this is where the controversy arises with this match, there is, upon the elimination of Patrick Mulligan, a 7th entrant into the match. That man is Dick Thunderlips. Dick Thunderlips comes into the match and instantly defeats Split to become the new Intergalactic Champion. Apparently this all ties in with the time warp and everything going on with that, but Dick Thunderlips becomes the new Intergalactic Champion. Now, this caused quite a bit of controversy in the SRG Super Show discussion group. There were a number of players who did not like this outcome. I can see why. This was an hour-long match that people were asked to invest in, and then it turned out at the end that the results ultimately didn't matter because Dick Thunderlips clearly was going to become champion. This was the plan all along. Dick Thunderlips to win the birdcage and become the champion. I understand why players are upset. I don't know that this is a good thing for SRG. Matches on the official channel that are seemingly fixed, not a good thing. I know there are a number of people out there arguing, look, wrestling is a work. You shouldn't be surprised that something like this happens, that a wrench is thrown in the works and chaos happens and this comes out. I will say this, for all the players arguing wrestling is work, I didn't see anybody arguing that this was a great outcome. That what happened to this match was something they wanted to see and they're waiting to see what happens next. With that being said, the fate of the Intergalactic Championship is kind of up in the air. Who knows what's going to happen? Will Split get a shot to get it back? What happened with Split? Split seemingly knocked out at the end of the match, although he did cut a promo the next day. What's going on with Dick Thunderlips and where's this story going? Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But that's what happened with the Intergalactic Championship match. Dick Thunderlips swooped in at the end, took the belt. Players are unhappy, and I get it. The last featured match from this week was the Deep South Championship match. The champion going in practice site, playing his practice site, took on the challenger, former United States champion Teru the Shogun, playing as El Phantasmo in this match. The match went to Crowd Meter 2. The winner here, new Deep South champion Teru the Shogun. Congratulations to him for getting his second major championship. Now the Deep South champion. As far as future featured matches go, next Sunday, April 10th, starting at 8 p.m., there will be 2 featured matches on Sunday Night Fights. The first, the Trios Championship. The corrugated cardboard villain, the champion, will take on the challenger, Prince Butters. Following that match, the World Heavyweight Championship will be on the line. The current champion, the Cannoli, will take on Eddie Fury. That's all the news I have right now about featured matches. Speaking of the World Heavyweight Championship, today, as I record this, is the last day for players in the World Heavyweight Championship #1 Contender Tournament to get their matches played in the opening rounds. Starting Monday, the top cut should be announced, assuming everybody gets their match reports in on time. And then we'll see who made the top cut, what the matchups are, what the stipulations may be. All that will be coming out early next week. That's pretty much the bulk of the news. We talk about some upcoming tournaments, and then I'll talk about the tournaments from this past week, a couple of which I can't give you the results right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you those results at the end of the show if they come in. Next weekend, April 9th, Saturday, is the Long Island Tabletop Game Expo. SRG will be there. They will have a Create a Competitor tournament. So if you're in that area where that's going to take place, show up, play. The 22nd through the 24th of April is Huntsville Comics and Pop Culture Expo. SRG Universe will be on hand there. April 30th in Brunswick, Ohio, Rumble at the Refuge, another Create a Competitor tournament. There's also next weekend from the 9th to the 10th at Buckeye Game Fest in Columbus, Ohio. BCW will be there running game demos, and I believe on April 10th, there's going to be another Crate and All-Star Card event at Recess Games in North Olmsted run by Rust Belt. Those are the future events going on. Let's talk about the events from this past week, including a couple going on as I record this. So, Monday night, there was going to be an event. However, only one player signed up, so the event didn't happen. Thursday night, Chibi's Thursday Night Fights. There were 16 players, 4 groups of 4, top 2 advanced. In the quarterfinal round of the top cut, all the matches played were Liger's Den matches. In the semifinal round, they were all First Blood matches. This is a new stipulation the boss is trying out. Apparently at Crowd Meter 0, you get +5 to your finish roll, and the first player to basically roll 15 on the finish roll wins automatically. I'm not 100% on how that works, but that is being tested out. And then the finals, as well as the third place match, was a last competitor standing match. In fourth place, James Booker playing as Dr. Emily Booker, DMD. In third place, the Grump Danny Thunder playing as Lone Star. The finalists were Mark Perry playing as Sage the Wiccan Witch. I'm not sure if this is the original or the Ikuzo version of Sage. And John Polverino playing as the Oracle. So an all-impact final. The winner here, John Polverino as the Oracle. Congratulations to him. Since I brought this up, I should have mentioned this earlier. The finals of Faction Wars 3 is Impact versus Higher Class. So the winner of Faction Wars 1 versus the winner of Faction Wars 2 in the finals of Faction Wars 3. The rest of the details about the finals match have not been posted. When that is, I will give you that information. But that is the finals match for Faction Wars 3. Friday night, there was a Boss Ridey pop-up event. There were 6 players. Each player played the other 5, and the top 4 end up making the top cut. And it just goes semifinals to finals, no stipulations. The third place players, there was no third place match. The third place players were Andrew Meckie, who played as King Carcosa, and Time Bomb Tim, who played as Sam the Mule. The finalists were Chris Pate as Viral and Practicite as the Masked Llama. The winner, going undefeated through the tournament, Chris Pate as Viral. Congratulations to Chris Pate for his victory. Saturday, Highlander Games has their first of 2 events for the weekend in person. The first event is a Create an Alt Art card event. There were 10 players in this event. After 3 rounds, they cut to the top 4. The finalists end up being the True Survivor, Anthony Medvez, and relatively new player to the game, Tom Scott, who went undefeated into the finals match. From what I could tell, and it wasn't the easiest to see, this match was streamed on Facebook, it appeared that Tom Scott was playing as Sammy the Draw Callahan, and I think Anthony Medvez was playing as the True Survivor. I could be wrong on those. I apologize if I am, and I believe the match went to Crowd Meter 3 with Anthony Medvez, the owner of Highlander Games, winning the first night's event at Highlander Games. Congratulations to him. He's going to be able to create an alternate art card in the game. Now, today, Sunday, as I'm recording this, there are 2 events going on. The first, an in-person event at Highlander Games. This is a Create a Foil event. I have no information about that event as I'm recording this. If I get some before this episode is published, I will add it to the end of the episode. If not, I have to report on it next week. The other event ongoing is an event hosted by Prince Butters. This is the Tornado Tag Turmoil event. There were 10 players, 2 groups of 5 players in the group stage. Top 2 from each group advance to a top 4. From what I've been told, there will be no stipulations in this event, and it's just going to be a simple semifinal round to a final round. I will give you the results of that. Again, if I get those before the episode I'm recording right now is published, it'll be tacked on to the end. If I don't get that, then I'll have to report on it next week. As far as future events coming up, nothing's been posted to supershowthegame.com as I'm recording this, but Dojo Tuesday night, look for something to happen. Thursday night, Achibi's Thursday Night Fights. Look for something to potentially happen Monday. This weekend, I don't know, because of Long Island Tabletop Gaming Expo, because of the Rust Belts event. I don't know if there will be any online things, but it's possible. Be on the lookout if you're looking to get some online play. And of course, you can always just go on and do a pickup match. One last thing, rather 2 last things before the end of the show. First, if you had any created content, perhaps from the Kickstarter, fill out your created competitor forms, fill out your created content forms, and send those in to SRG. You can go to supershowthegame.com. There is a section for that form. Go there, fill it out, send it in. The other thing is, as always, I'm still trying to get a press pass for the Origins Game Fair. If you would please follow the show on Twitter at Outlaw Mudcast. While I was finishing up the show, I received the results of the Tornado Tag Turmoil event, and I received partial results from the Highlander Create a Foil event. The top 4 in the Tornado Tag Turmoil event end up being in 4th place, playing as Manicotti Marinara, Chris Pate. In third place, playing as Two Cats, Two Purius, the Cheetah. The finalists were Jokerfish, playing as the First Family of Chaos, and Ryan Pierce, playing as Polka Dot Tea Party. The winner of the event, Ryan Pierce. Congratulations to Mr. Pierce for winning that event. For the Highlander Create a Foil event, all I know is that, and I hope I'm pronouncing this name correctly, Joe Pape won, playing as the magnificent Mr. Ray. Congratulations to him. I'd like to be able to give you more, but as of right now, I can't. That is going to do it for this week's episode of the Outlaw Mudcast. I'd like to thank all of you for listening, and good day.